Because every time we seem to be getting somewhere, it seems the rug is pulled out from under our feet. So we came here last Monday before the strike started, looking for an improved offer. And instead we were given a letter threatening redundancy on our members, starting a legal process. We were told, or it was briefed in the press, there was going to be a 4% offer, and that they can deal with job losses without any need for compulsory redundancies. When we got here yesterday, we asked for them to withdraw their letter, making our members compulsory redundant. And they said they didn't have the authority to do that. And they said the directors of the company. The first day of action was described to me as a carnival atmosphere up and down the country. There's a lot of pent-up frustration and anger. They're looking at people in their industry, millions being ripped out of it in the form of profits. At the same time, they're being told, you've got to be poorer. And that's been building anger for a very long time. So it's being released at the moment out on the pickets and people feeling happy. But after this, we're going to want a deal, aren't we? Look, it's difficult for everybody, but I think the public's behind us. They understand it's a scandal that billions are being ripped out of our industry at the same time workers are being punished. Teachers, they're facing a cost of living crisis. Posties, telecoms workers, health workers. We think there's going to be more demands for increases in pay in the economy. And we think that's right. It's about time Britain had a pay rise. Wages have been falling for 30 years and corporate profits have been going through the roof. It's complete rubbish. Wages have been falling for 30 years. We've got inflation now and no one's had a pay rise. So I'll tell you what, they don't seem too worried about wages going up when they see their mates in the banks. When they're getting their bonuses and their big wages going up, they're quite content about that and not worried about inflation. It only seems they're worried when you've got people at the bottom asking for what's fair. We're saying quite measured things. All the hyperbolic, sort of hairy rhetoric, that's coming from Grant Shapps. He's saying the most crazy things, claiming, we've got conditions that mean if our manager says hello to us, the railway stops. I mean, it's just crazy. So he's not being helpful. He's saying a lot of things that are untrue at the moment. I mean, I keep saying I don't think that guy could lie straight in bed. We'd like him to come to the table, not least because we could probably explain to him how this industry works. We don't think he actually gets what's going on. Yeah, it is a bit unfair that they want to play this as Labour's dispute, not least because we're not affiliated to the Labour Party and haven't been for years. We had a conference in 2015 to decide if we were going to change our minds and go back, and our members said no. So we're not affiliated to the Labour Party. We appreciate the support of any politician that comes and joins us on the picket line. But, they're going to have to find their position in Labour and decide what they want to do. There's only two sides in a dispute. Either you're on the side of the people that are fighting to make things better, you're not, in our view. And so, sitting on the fence, you only end up with a sore behind. All right, I mean, it's lunatic stuff. All right, so he's going to get skilled workers in all industries to come in and work during industrial action. Will you do that in a hospital? Have someone who does 2 weeks and come in and do an appendicitis? You're not going to have someone come in 2 weeks and signal trains. We saw what happened on Tuesday. Dozens of trains sent in the wrong direction. Loads of accidents took place yesterday. We're still looking into a fatality, sadly, that occurred on the Great Western Railway to discover the background to that. But we're being told, although it's not confirmed at this point, that was a manager, short-term trained, working the train. If that's the case, then that just demonstrates how dangerous and silly this idea is. Well, look, we're getting deals everywhere outside of where the DfT's in control. Eurostar, 8%. London Underground, 8.5%. Docklands Light Railway, 9.1%. Crossrail, 8 whatever it was in there. Merseyrail, 7.1%. We're doing something in Transport for Wales. We're doing deals everywhere. The only place we're not doing deals, and the only place we're in dispute right now, is in all of the companies controlled by the DfT, and that tells its own story. I don't know, because it seems we've got closed twice and we've had the rug pulled out from under our feet. Look, this isn't extremely complicated. Negotiations are not that involved. We're going to walk in and say to them, remove your threat of redundancy, give us an improved offer on pay, and let's reach an agreement on modernisation that suits the industry and looks after our members. That is it. It's not that complicated, and if they can't do that, then the strikes will carry on. I haven't got a message to Grant Shapps. I mean, look, we would like, I know there's a bit of to and fro. At the end of the day, we don't need people playing political football with the livelihoods of our members and the country's economy. We have got to get to a resolution here that's fair to the taxpayer and fair to our members. And for that to happen, the ministry has got to unshackle these employers so they can negotiate freely with us and reach a settlement.